Hello, my name is Jim Kling. I'd like to get one thing straight right now here at the top of this complaint. Now, Jay Barker and I are cousins. Jay Barker has nothing to do with anything I say on this DVD or any other matters I am engaged on speaking out against. Jay is not involved in this matter, so be careful and leave Jay out of this. Leave Jay alone. The reason I mention his name is because I openly speak out on very hard controversial issues of injustices committed against the law of God and our country that most other people will not touch and most often typically avoid. I am just the opposite. I will always make a firm stand for God in these hard issues of injustice along the lines of the U.S. Constitution's Bill of Rights and injustices found 24/7 in our corrupt courts and with our judges. Jay Barker also takes a firm, solid stand for God, but Jay speaks in the churches on spiritual matters where he shows and demonstrates his faith and love living for Jesus. Many of my friends from way back know that Jay and I are cousins, and from time to time ask me, what does Jay think about a matter? The FBI Special Agent Melissa Dunning has asked me that same question. I will have more to say about the FBI at the end of this. Since then, this same question apparently will come up in the media. Let's put this to rest right here. For the record, Jay Barker is not, nor has he ever been involved in matters I address or that I am speaking out against here or anywhere else. Leave Jay Barker alone. But I will tell you, I will make this one point while on the subject to further clear this up. My mother was the oldest girl in the Barker family that helped raise all her other brothers and sisters alongside my grandmother. My mother helped raise Jay's father, Jerome Barker. He was the youngest of all the kids. As my mother raised Jerome, as Jerome raised up his son Jay, my mother also gave me a sound upbringing, instilled in me to live a life for Jesus, to live by the golden rule where I am today. All about being a true American, God, country, and apple pie. But it is always the case with the hard issues I deal with. Most other people do not have the knowledge in such issues necessary to understand them. So I help people with understanding the problems to right the many wrongs that occur, seeking the truth in all things, and to bring about righteousness and correct judgment. Jesus is my Lord and Savior. To Jesus I praise and give thanks for the blessings, knowledge, and wisdom He has given me. I have asked God for wisdom, education, and experience, knowledge of His will for me, and the wisdom, courage, and power to carry it out. As long as my motives are pure, God helps me from harm, and I give appreciation to all my guardian angels around me, thanks to you all. I am a long way from sainthood, but I do have a growing, vital, fruitful relationship with God. For these and many other benefits, I hold Jesus of Nazareth fundamentally responsible. I have a profound faith in God as I understand God. My faith and understanding of God are derived in large measure from the words and deeds of Jesus, which are credibly attributed to Him, as well as from personal experience. I have achieved benevolent results from trying, however haltingly, to adopt the principles Jesus preached and follow His example. My faith isn't necessarily logical, except in the sense that it passes the ultimate test of logic, a test learned from Jesus, to wit, does it work? Does it bear good fruit? This is one of the hardest lessons for people to do, because often can be the case, the closer you get to Jesus brings increased attacks by Lucifer's minions against you. So I keep my friends and family close and my enemies that much closer. If more people knew where Jesus stood regarding the Father's law, the state, our country, the world would be a better place. Praise Jesus. Unfortunately, most people didn't get the memo. So I have come on the commandment God gave us all as Jesus spoke in Matthew 5:44. I am here to help straighten things out, which brings me to the following. I have met a couple of wonderful ladies, the name of Donna Jo Kirkland and Susie Carolyn Kirkland. They are sisters. They, too, are children of God who have been recently, viciously, violently, unlawfully, unconstitutionally attacked by two very unrighteous, ungodly next-door neighbors that then escalated, joined into a conspiracy with direct involvement by the People's State Bank of Commerce CEO, Bank President Brenda Barnes, to what appears to be a large unlawful land grab for personal monetary gain. I personally am one of many witnesses to various events, actions that Donna Jo Kirkland has taken to lawfully, constitutionally defend and protect herself, such as attempting to file restraining orders, pleadings, and papers lawfully filed to the courts, making complaint to the FBI for temporary protections so Donna could go and have her day in court, all of which this has been repeatedly ignored and denied, adding insult to injury. Donna has been repeatedly arrested to keep her from coming and appearing in court. The evidence in clear view on the record now demonstrates proof of this within itself. I am appalled and disgusted to see we have such evil-hearted people, evil, corrupt courts and judges that manipulate and fool police officers, sheriff deputies into acting using an unnecessary violent force with guns drawn on two senior citizen, frail, petite, law-abiding women. One is a handicapped epileptic seizure patient. They arrest Donna, leaving Susie, her sister, behind, unprotected to her own accord. They have had to flee from their own home for the sake of their own safety. They cannot return to their home right now because of three primary people. Bank CEO Brenda Barnes of People's State Bank of Commerce and next-door residents Christopher Allen Duval and Chuck Van Eaton, Chuck Van Eaton is a former police officer of Grant. Both these men are loose cannons who intend to bring fraudulent charges and perjured, falsified testimony of lies to bring harm, injury to Donna Jo Kirkland apparently any way they can. Donna and Susie want to go home soon, and I can assure you this will be the case. Donna and Susie are going to be allowed to go back home and live in peace. Donna Jo Kirkland owns the property located at the mailing location at 3004 Cathedral Caverns Highway, Grant, Alabama, and has owned said property for 24 years. The land in question, another 15 acres, was financed through the People's State Bank for the past 17 years. Now, Donna was late on payments for a short period of time, a month and a half, but then she immediately did catch up on her payments, actually made doubled up payments at People's State Bank. At the time, bank CEO Brenda Barnes decided to unlawfully and unrighteously foreclose on the said properties. Now, I'd like to show you these canceled checks attached here too as the exhibits. And I'm going to show this up to the camera, and hopefully you will see. This is for December and January. The payments were $1,300 for December, $1,300 for January, combined on the same check for $2,600. This shows the front and the back of the check stamped by the bank and deposited to their account. And I hope you can zoom in and see that right there, where that's one check right there for the $2,600 amount for December and January.